It's about to get a little windier in the Windy City as the trade rumors start to swirl. Is it time for the Chicago Bulls to blow it up? Let's discuss. What's up, ballers? Welcome back to the bar where the takes are hot and the drinks are cold. If it's your first time to the channel, my name is Barry and I will be your host for the day. As always, please don't forget to smash up that like button and hit that subscribe button. We put out fresh NBA content and we appreciate all your support. It really does help us grow the channel. Let's go ahead here and dive into today's video. So here is a look at the NBA standings as of today. And currently the Boston Celtics do have the best record in the NBA at 21-5. This is a look at the Eastern Conference standings, and the Chicago Bulls, as you can see, are towards the bottom. They're currently the 12th seed with a 10-14 record. Unfortunately, not something that many Bulls fans thought would happen at this point. However, they have been dealing with quite a few injuries and some other internal things as well. So we can go ahead and dive into that. First off, I want to take a look here at the team's payroll because this will give you an idea of where this team currently sits and possibly what their offseason and next couple years will look like. As you can see on the very top, you do have Zach LaVine. He is only 27 years old, which is quite astounding. It seems like the dude has been in the NBA forever, and it seems like he's been winning dunk competitions for the past 10 or 15 years, but he is only 27 years old, and he is locked up long-term. After this year, he does have 4 years remaining on this deal. Next up, we have DeMar DeRozan. He's starting to get a little bit older. I think he's actually 34 at this point. He's making $27 million this year and 28.6 next season. The dude has been absolutely balling. DeRozan, when he shoots it, it goes in. He is the mid-range assassin, and he's played so well since leaving the San Antonio Spurs. Definitely a trade chip, something that I think still has value, and maybe the Bulls will want to salvage that. Nikola Vucevic, a guy that they traded for just under 2 years ago from the Orlando Magic. Unfortunately, there's been no progress. I can show you this article here. There's been no progress on a contract extension between him and the Chicago Bulls, which is quite unfortunate. I thought he fit that team really well, and as soon as they trade for him, they started playing much better. But according to this, he will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. What does that mean for him? What does that mean for the Chicago Bulls? Should they go ahead and trade him before the trade deadline to try and salvage some kind of value from him? Or do they hold off, try and compete this year, and then potentially try and re-sign him in the offseason? Next up, we have 25-year-old Lonzo Ball. He's making $19.5 million this year, has yet to put a foot on the NBA court. He's making $20 million next season and has a player option for $21 million the year after that. Lonzo Ball has been really huge for them, was a great addition last year, but he's been dealing with unfortunate knee injuries. He's had a second surgery on that left knee here in 2022, and progress, according to Billy Donovan, has gone really slow. He still cannot run. He cannot jump. He's still having pain in that knee. Where this goes, whether it's another surgery, he sits out the entire season, or potentially can return in a month or two, they're all up in the air here. So really confusing situation if you're the Chicago Bulls, and honestly, if you are Lonzo Ball. You got other guys like Alex Caruso here, 28 years old. He's locked up for 2 more seasons after this year. I think a great trade piece. And then you have a couple young guys in Patrick Williams, Kobe White, who's on the last year of his deal. Whether they will sign him to a contract extension is still yet to be seen. They brought in Andre Drummond this offseason. They brought in Derrick Jones Jr. last year. These are guys that are on affordable contracts, about $3 million per year. And then Dalen Terry, a guy that they drafted this year in the draft. So this team does have a ton of talent, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like it's working out. We heard Billy Donovan did receive a contract extension, so I do not think he will be the first one to go on this team. Honestly, if I'm the Bulls, I'm probably looking at blowing it up at this point. We can take a look here at the current injuries. Javonte Green is day-to-day, but Lonzo Ball is here. The last update was December 3rd. It's been really, really slow. It's gotten better, but he's clearly without any pain. No, he's not. He still has pain. We're seeing the slow, gradual strides getting better, but I just don't have a timetable of when he could even be back. That is a really, really big blow to the Chicago Bulls, like I've been saying. So what do I think this team should do? And I'll let you know that in a second here, but I want you guys to let me know down below in the comments what you think would be the right path for the Chicago Bulls team. Do they blow it up? Do they trade everybody? Do they kind of do like a soft rebuild, maybe trade a couple pieces, try and tinker with things? Or do you just kind of play out this team for the rest of the year, see what happens, and then revisit it in the offseason? Personally, for me, I think it's time for the Bulls to blow it up. I think they had an incredible season last year. There was times where they were at the top of the the Eastern Conference standings, and then injuries caught up to them, and they really struggled. But at times last year, they looked like one of the best teams in the NBA. I just don't know if that's sustainable. Of course, they have a bunch of young guys, but with contract extensions looming, potentially losing their prized center in free agency, DeRozan getting older, Zach LaVine also having some injury concerns, and the absence of Lonzo Ball. I think there's just too many question marks surrounding this team. Maybe they put it back together. Maybe they make a run in the playoffs, and then you got to worry about all those injuries all over again. So honestly, I think it's time to blow it up for the Chicago Bulls. I think the first discussion you need to have is with Zach LaVine. You ask him, hey, Zach, are you ready to go through another rebuild? Or should we trade you as well? Because honestly, the Bulls have all the control over Zach. He's under contract for 4 more seasons after this one. He's only 27, like I said, so he definitely has some time. But maybe you trade guys like DeRozan, Vucevic. I don't know what you're going to get out of Lonzo Ball at the moment, but Caruso, Patrick Williams, these are a bunch of tradable assets that maybe you can fetch some first-round draft picks, maybe future draft picks. We know the Lakers have been tangling 2027, 2029 first-round picks, which is tough because those are quite a distance from now, but maybe you can flip those in the future for something else. Or do you try and go in for another all-star and try and bring in a big player? I don't know of any of those guys that are available. Of course, I would keep my eyes on Atlanta because things seem to be spiraling out of control there. We've heard things about John Collins potentially being available, stuff like that. What happens with the Nets and KD? I think he's a little older, maybe doesn't match the timeline on this team. So honestly, I'm talking to Zach LaVine. I'm seeing, is he willing to stay around for a rebuild? If so, I'll probably keep him, maybe Patrick Williams, maybe Kobe White. I like what I've seen out of him, and kind of ditch everybody else and start over. If he's not, I think I'm probably going to blow up this entire team like the Oklahoma City Thunder, stack draft picks, and rebuild from there. It really is a tough situation for the Chicago Bulls, and I feel for them and their entire fan base. I had really high hopes for this team, but it just doesn't seem to be working out. And of course, injuries are always horrible. I have my thoughts out to them. Lonzo Ball, I hope you can get healthy. We miss you on the basketball court. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.